Man, look, I like Rivers. I think he is sliding. There's no doubt his yards per attempt last year came back to the norm. He reverted back to his career numbers. I think 2 years ago was the exceptional season. But I think if you know Frank Wright and you understand what he's trying to do offensively and how he wants to play the game, that he's going to get the ball into Marlon Mack's hands, Hines' hands. He wants to run the football. He wants to have some sort of balance. And that seems to me to be an awfully high numbers for Philip Rivers. The other thing is Philip Rivers usually doesn't get cheap touchdowns because he doesn't move around. They're not threatened by the bootleg down there. So when the ball's on the two, remember Chad Pennington used to play for the Jets, and Chad Pennington would always have two touchdown passes every year, but most of them are from the 1 yard line because they run fake boot or nakeds, and he would just throw it in, right?
Yep.
Well, you don't do that with Rivers. Rivers on the 1 yard line, you got to run it in there. You got because he ain't moving anywhere. So I think those numbers are a little high based on the philosophy of what the Colts want to do offensively. Look, the Colts understand this. They need to play less defense, right? And the only way to play less defense is to play 33, 34 minutes of offense. And the only way to really do that is to grind the ball, have balance. I'm not saying you want to run it every down, but they're going to run it enough to where Rivers is going to take the pressure off him. I think next year we'll see a different Philip Rivers. We'll see a more compact Philip Rivers, and I don't think those numbers will come near there. I think if he got to 4,000 yards, I would be surprised.
Okay, Josh, the Colts futures outlook there with the books.
Yeah, Colts are one of the only teams in the NFL where really across the market, odds makers are in agreement. So if you look at their win total, last year they were 7-9. They started 5-2. Yet obviously the Andrew Luck surprise retirement. Philip Rivers team last year, Chargers 5-11. But every book has 8.5 as the win total. So can the Philip Rivers and the Colts go 9-7 or better? And every total is juiced up to the over. So FanDuel over -130, DraftKings over -115. PointsBet over -136. So pretty agreement here toward the over. You also look at will they make the playoffs? Yes is a -146 favorite. And if you also look at their division conference and Super Bowl odds, they're the favorite technically to win the AFC South. So they're +150 at DraftKings, Tennessee +160, Houston +300. That's going to be a tough division with a lot of teams kind of close to each other there. But they're the favorite to win their division. The conference +1,300, fifth best, tied for the fifth best odds overall with Buffalo, and then Super Bowl +2,800. But you would think also Rivers going into a dome, maybe that benefits him as you're getting older. But over 8.5 seems to be a market consensus across the board. Colts going 9-7 or better with Rivers.